practically non-toxic. It is one of those phrases that really should come with circus music playing in the background. Charles?
Yes.
Do you remember when you had lunch an hour ago?
I do.
Your turkey sandwich had practically none of my semen on it.
I don't trust that.
It's not reassuring, is it?
All right.
Let's get this public disservice started.
All right, everybody. Click subscribe. Let's meet the star of today's episode, Roundup Weed Killer. Click subscribe because you're about to be outraged, and the YouTube algorithm loves that. Roundup is the most famous weed killer on Earth. Everybody uses it. Farmers use it, obviously. Golf courses and landscapers use it. Suburban dads in cargo shorts and Crocs use it. You spray a little bit, and the weeds die. And the American dream lives on. It was in the news recently because something happened just a few weeks ago. Because the 2000 research study that showed it was safe to use, that study's been retracted. You're going to love the reasons why. Roundup's active ingredient, glyphosate. It's this chemical engineered to kill plants with absolute efficiency. And it really is. If you've ever used it, from a plant's perspective, it is the Grim Reaper in a spray bottle. It kills everything. But chemicals don't become global bestsellers just because they work. They become global bestsellers because regulators say they're safe to use. And that approval came from science. Well, in this case, science-adjacent paperwork. See, before a chemical company can sell one of their products, the regulators require studies showing that it doesn't have some weird unacceptable risks or hazards. So companies submit their research. Do you want to guess who funded the research that was used to support Roundup's safety profile?
Was it Roundup?
It was Monsanto, the company that produces Roundup. Yes, the same people selling it. In December 2025, the paper that they submitted declaring Roundup safe was retracted. Now, industry-funded science, it's not automatically fake, but it is a little bit like a casino hiring a statistician to confirm that gambling is relaxing and totally not addictive. The internal documents from Monsanto released during the lawsuits, it showed the company had discussions about drafting a scientific paper and then recruiting outside scientists to sign their names to it. Their in-house marketing geeks wrote a research paper demonstrating the safety of Roundup, and then they hired a couple of crooked scientists to sign their names to it. That's not really peer review, is it? I mean, it's peer review-ish. Like if I wrote a medical journal article and I paid my doctor to autograph it, suddenly I'm not just a guy with insomnia and Wi-Fi. I'm a published researcher now. Here's the kicker. See, if readers think a paper is independent when it's actually being influenced by the company selling the shit, that's not just bad optics. And it's not science. It's science cosplay. Is it illegal? Not automatically and not necessarily. But is it sketchy? It's about as sketchy as that white Ford van out there with free candy spray painted on the side. So how do you sell a chemical to the world? Well, the regulators review the studies that the companies submit, but these agencies, they're often completely underfunded, completely overworked, understaffed, so they have to rely heavily on industry data, which means the approval process can look an awful lot like this. The company says, we tested it. And the government asks, and the results? And the company says, it's totally safe. And the regulators say, all right, they say they tested it. That's not necessarily corruption. It's more like a bureaucratic Stockholm syndrome, you see. The regulators aren't being bribed. They're not crooked. They're just busy. And busy people will accept paperwork, well, the same way Hungry Charles accepts gas station sushi.
Nom, 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 nom.
Cautiously, but he's still going to gobble it down. Oh, what was that? My phone? Oh, the courts have entered the chat. Several years later, the lawsuits started pouring in from people claiming heavy exposure to Roundup contributed to their cancer. And civil juries heard evidence, and in multiple cases, they ruled against Monsanto and awarded large damages. Now remember, civil court is not the same as a criminal court. A civil court says you caused harm, you have to pay money. A criminal court says you caused harm, enjoy getting boo-fooed by 6 black guys in the shower and converting to Islam. Very different. Corporations almost always face the first, they almost never face the second. Because criminal charges require proving intent, that someone intentionally and knowingly lied or deliberately hid the danger. Corporations, They're designed like a legal onion. It's layer upon layer upon layer of plausible deniability. By the time any blame reaches the top executive, it's been filtered through so many departments, it looks like just a polite memo reading additional data may be required. Translation, we regret nothing, we admit to nothing. I remember at one point, the regulators challenged the marketing claims. The marketing claims described the herbicide as, quote, biodegradable and practically non-toxic, which led, as you can imagine, some legal actions and some changes. Practically non-toxic is one of those phrases that really should come with circus music playing in the background. Charles?
Yes,
Do you remember when you had lunch an hour ago?
I do.
Your turkey sandwich had practically none of my semen on it.
I don't trust that.
It's not reassuring, is it? That's like a lawyer doing yoga. It's like a restaurant advertising, our food is practically non-contaminated. Awesome. I'll have 2 orders of the E. coli special.
Yum.
All right, here's where it gets really weird. Weird enough that it really does deserve a laugh track. One of the lawyers involved in the successful environmental cases against corporate polluters, including the litigation filed against these guys, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Of course.
Yes,
Of
that
course.
RFK. The guy that sounds like he swallowed a fucking kazoo. The brainworms guy. The dead bear in Central Park guy. The dead whale on the beach that he sawed off the head with a chainsaw and ratcheted it to his car because he wanted to take it with him. The guy whose public statements often sound like a guy tripping on ayahuasca. Here's the thing, though. I've talked a lot of shit about RFK, yes? A lot of shit. Same way I talk a lot of shit about Trump. If they do something stupid, I'm going to call them out on it. But this channel, we always keep it 100. If they do something smart or something helpful, I'm going to give credit for it. He might be absolute shite at human health policy, and he is. But in environmental law, he actually legit helped win real cases and exposed real corporate misconduct. An important life lesson. You can be wrong about a lot of things and still be right about one important thing. So why does nobody go to jail? Fair question. I mean, people ask this a lot. If the internal documents showed what they were doing, why isn't anyone being held accountable? Again, criminal law isn't about vibes. It's about showing proof beyond a reasonable doubt that someone knowingly committed that fraud. Corporations are built to prevent that level of clarity. Decisions are made by committee. Emails are written by lawyers, and responsibility is shared like a group project. But nobody knows or admits who actually forgot to do the slides. There's no mustache-twirling villain. It's just a conference call and dozens of disclaimers. Now, this isn't just about one herbicide. It's really a system. The whole system is in doubt here because you can manufacture that doubt. Research narratives can be shaped and regulation can be delayed. And delay equals profit. 10 years of delay, 10 years of revenue. 20 years of delay, ooh, serious institutional wealth. By the time any certainty arrives, the executives have retired. The bonuses have already been spent. And the company logo has been redesigned to look like it composts itself. So is this a story about a dangerous chemical? Yeah, partly. But is it a story about corporate behavior? Absolutely. Mostly, it's a story about how power works in modern America, because we have fucked this system. Today, you don't have to prove that your product is safe. You just have to prove that proving it's unsafe takes a really long time. Like, share, click subscribe, do all that shit.
This makes me question the legitimacy of bug spray now.
Charles, I'm not making this up. Do you know the active ingredient in Raid bug spray?
No.
It's called permethrin.
Okay.
Do you know what permethrin was developed as?
No.
The Nazis developed it as a nerve gas to poison Jews in the gas chambers. It's the same nerve agent. Gospel truth, man.
Well, the label says it's safe, says the man in the clean white coat waves a stack of shiny papers funded by the same big boat. He says we sprayed it on some lab rats, only 3 grew extra heads. Statistically insignificant, so we marked them down as dead. It's practically safe, just don't drink it, breathe it, touch it. If your hair falls out and your kids get sick, the lawyer says you can't prove nothing.